Welcome, everybody. We're going to begin working on our determining types of news activity. So if you're here, you are ready to work on this particular activity. So we're going to go over the directions as well as a model example in terms of what we need to do. So first, we're going to analyze items found in a newspaper located in today's folder. So it's going to be our job to determine whether it's a news report, an editorial or political cartoon, as we call it, or an opinion/op-ed piece. Then we need to identify the main idea and determine if the author is providing an opinion. As we know, some types of news do provide opinions, some do not. So let's take a look at our example. So we're going to pull up the example for the want a revolution? It's easy, go vote. So after we're done reading, we're going to have to determine what type of news it is, what's the main idea, and is the author providing an opinion. So we're going to read it, and then we're going to do that. All right, so let's pull up the particular reading for our model example. Want a revolution? It's easy, go vote. I'm talking about a revolution. All we have to do for this revolution is show up to vote. First in our primaries, and then November 3rd. All of us. Easiest revolution ever. This surge at the polls would indeed be a revolution because it's a given that so many won't show up on election day. Estimates differ, but data from the U.S. Census Bureau and research from the Sentencing Project indicate that 60.4 million eligible Americans haven't bothered to register to vote. That's a huge number of citizens sitting on the sidelines. That's almost the same number of people who voted for either Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump in the 2016 presidential election. What if those 60 million adults who've been sitting out showed up November 3rd? Wait, you say, voting is pointless. Politicians do what they want, you argue. Democracy is broken, you shrug. Well, it's only broken in the way that your dust collecting exercise bike or rowing machine doesn't work. It doesn't work because you're not using it. The best part of this revolution is that it's easy for each of us to pull our weight. The only thing each of us needs to do is to check a box. If we each go vote and bring a few others with us to vote, we will all win. If we all register and the number of registered voters starts to swell meaningfully over the next several weeks and months, change will start to happen, even before our elections. Candidates will notice and the narratives will begin to change. I guarantee it. This is how we can ensure we have the power to choose whom we want to be as a nation. This is how we can remove the anxiety and fear for our futures. This is how we can determine the direction of the country we love for decades to come. All right, now that I've just read that particular article or particular story from Russell Glass from the Chicago Tribune, we're going to have to determine what type of news it is. So let's pull up our graphic organizer now. And I see over here, this is my model example. What type of news is it? Is it a news report? Is it an editorial? Is it an editorial or political cartoon? Or is it an opinion/op-ed? So I know that's from one particular person, Russell Glass from the Chicago Tribune newspaper. Russell Glass providing an opinion. It's from a single author, which doesn't necessarily may or may not fit the agenda or views of the newspaper. So I know that model example, this is an op-ed piece. This is an op-ed piece. So I'm going to either highlight it or I'm going to bold it. Either way, either one is fine. I know it's an opinion piece. It's the opinion of Russell Glass, the author. All right, next up, we have what's the main idea of the story. Basically, what's the message or main point that this particular author is making? I personally think it's very, very clear that this author really wants the reader, wants me and you to know that people need to vote in order to expect change. If you want to create change, you need to go out to vote, this author claims. So, in one single sentence, I've identified what the point of this story is. The opinion piece main idea is right there. People need to vote in order to expect change. And then lastly, is the author Russell Glass? Is the author providing an opinion? Oh, absolutely. The author wants people to go out to vote. The author is saying that we need to go out to vote in order to create change. So the answer is yes, the author is providing an opinion. People need to vote in order to expect change. Okay, everybody, at this point in time, we've modeled our example, which was an opinion piece. Now you need to go through the remaining articles. You need to go through the remaining stories to determine, is it a news report? Is it an editorial? Is it a political cartoon? Or is it an opinion piece? And you want to do exactly as I have done. All right, good luck. If you have any questions, let us know. Thank you.